Finally, some real colors for the Hummer Sport Utility truck. But they do make you pay for it. I borrowed this truck from Jerry Seiner, Buick GMC, here in South Jordan, Utah. This is actually available, and let's go ahead and check out the winter sticker so you guys can see all the options and standard equipment on this build. At the very top are the specs. This is a 2024 Hummer EV 3X pickup. Colors, afterburner tint coat, and the interior is going to be the Lunar Horizon. And here's just a short listing of all the standard equipment. Be sure to pause it to see more. Now, as far as the base price goes, it's going to be $104,650. And as I said, they make you pay for that paint. It's $1,225. Not even the tri-coat from what I can see, it's just a tint coat. But dual level charge cord, $350. And then the black wheel locks. And then destination's $22.95 with a total price of $108,650. And then here's the MPGE down below here. Be sure to pause it. If you're looking at the Hummer for 2024, there's going to be two trim levels. You have the 2X and the 3X. This model, as you guys saw, is the top of the line. And they also increased the range for this model. So now it's going to be a total of 381 miles, potentially, obviously. And that's going to be an increase of 26 miles total. Now, if you get the Extreme Off-Road package, that's going to be a 359 mile total range with that package on it. There's going to be 8 exterior colors, 2 interior colors you can choose from on this model too. And yes, I think that if you're going to get a truck like this, you should get a extreme color like this. If they have lime green, I'm not sure what kind of colors they have, but maybe I'll show it to you here really quickly. But if you can get a lime green, yellow, like for Big Bird obviously, and then if they even have like that red that used to come on the Hummer H1s. I used to like that wagon in the red color with the black wheels for sure. But on the front end of this Hummer, you guys see the cutout in the bumpers. They do this on the GMC Canyon AT4X and really on all the models for the Canyon for 2023, 2024. Also on the ZR2 on the Chevy side of the house. And this gives you a better approach angle too. This thing is wide and it has a really nice stance too. You get these big recovery hooks up front. And yeah, they're pretty beefy too for sure. Some of your badging right there. Parking sensors are pretty much hidden on the front end too. And your headlights are pretty much right here, and then this is just like an accent light that they give you. Down below, you have these huge skid plates. They're gonna be aluminum. Forward-facing camera right there, and you probably can't tell, but this is a frunk, and the button is right here. So let's go ahead and pop that. Actually, it should, yeah, there it is. It just takes a little bit of time. So now you have that storage on the front end. So obviously because this is the truck, if you want to keep things out of the elements, you still have that option. They do give you some tie downs inside of here too. LED lighting for here too. And yeah, it's not deep, but it's enough storage for some luggages for sure. If you want to close it, you can just hit the button again, which is right here. And then let's take a look at the suspension. So independent suspension. You guys can see aluminum for your lower control arm and on your steering knuckle right there. Also, air suspension. And they give you a steel upper control arm. They do reinforce this bottom control arm, you can see right there. So pretty beefy suspension. This thing is heavy, right? This thing is really, really heavy. So you have to have an overbuilt suspension. And I'm glad they use air suspension too. On the hood, you have some black accents right here. No need for cooling on this thing, right? Because there's no engine. And then here are your wheel and tire setup. It's gonna be a Goodyear Wrangler Territory AT LT 305 55 20. And then here is the capacity for the tires. 3,305 pounds at 65 PSI max. Black fender flares on the side. And you guys can see some of your badging. It says 3X on the side. Right here. And painted door handles. They give you smart key for the front and rear doors. Here is the running boards. And because of how wide this thing is, they give you 3 windshield wipers and they give you some clearance lights right there. It's all part of regulation. Cameras are right there, blind spot monitoring. American flag right here. And then out back, again, you have air suspension. Independent rear suspension too. And then here's the bottom. So it's pretty much all protected. Rear parking sensors, backup camera, class 4 receiving hitch. And every light bulb on this thing is going to be LED, which is going to use less energy, right? And you have some camera inputs for a trailer if you decide to tow one. And then you have your 7-pin too. Now, if you want to drop the tailgate, if you push these two buttons together, this will basically drop down into a step for you. There is no kicker sound system there. But this bed is actually a decent size. 400 watts of power. I would like to see more power, like maybe 2,000 watts for something like this, because it is an EV. So hopefully they do that. Bed lighting on the side there. And they do give you two cameras at the very top. One's going to be for your rear view mirror and one's going to be for bed view. More clearance lights too at the very top. Now I'm going to show you guys the air suspension. So you have the buttons right here, so up and down. You have to be in terrain mode to go into the highest setting. Currently right now I'm in the entry and exit. There's 4 levels that you will see here. Normal, increased, extract. So that's the highest level. So I'm going to show you guys it lifting up. So that is the highest level for the Hummer. Now let's talk about the powertrain. I'm going to get under the truck so you guys can see some of the skid plates, and we'll talk about the 3 motors that you have, okay? So really quickly, hopefully you guys can see the underbody of this beast. Check out your skid plates on the front end, and this entire bottom is completely protected. So if you go mud bogging, this would be really easy to clean up for sure. Now on the front end, there's going to be 1 electric motor. And then out back, there's going to be 2 electric motors. Now, this has electronic 4-wheel drive, obviously, right? And this truck is going to have 1,000 horsepower and 11,500 pound-feet of torque. And this is going to be using a 246 kilowatt-hour battery. And only about 212 of that is usable. So yes, that's the thing about these EVs. They're pretty complicated, but for the most part, they can have their advantages too. Now let's take a quick peek at the interior, and then we're going to drive this really quickly. You guys can see they give you a lot of nice amenities. Flat floor surface, and there's a good amount of space in the rear. I have that seat pretty much all the way back. You don't really have a storage cubby down below, but you do have this. So you have your air compressor and you have some tire sealant. I would never use this unless you were like out in the middle of nowhere and you literally have to. But yeah, they give you this nice little cover for it too. Really nice packaging. And let's go on that side. On this side you have your Bose subwoofer. And then on both sides you have seat back pockets, armrest, this right here. And notice how they give you that perforated leather on the seats. I like how they did that. Outboard heated seats. You have some climate control with some USBs, and they also give you a 120 volt plug down below here. Now notice the roof. You have a pretty much blackout here. A little bit of LED lighting there. But I like how they black this out. Let's climb up top real quick and see. Yeah, these look to be just the blackouts here. And then here's a good look at the dash. On the door you guys can see the designs. You have that white with the black, and they give you a little bit of stitching right there. A little bit of like bronze color on these trim pieces. Seat memories. You can auto fold these mirrors on both sides. They're also heated too. I didn't mention that. And then check out your speaker grill too. Really nice design. Kick plates right there. And these floor mats have a removable piece. I'm not sure why they did that, because they're just rubber, but hey, they have the reasoning to do that. And then you have some of your buttons on the side. You have like your front. You can drop down the tailgate. You can put all the windows down together. You have your power plugs, lane departure, bed lighting, electronic parking, brakes right there. Here's your cruise control. And then here's some of your controls of control this screen. Push button starts right here. And this truck does have the Super Cruise. Now you can pretty much change the layout of this screen. Let me just show you a few of them here. This is the off-road page that you can do. Up next is Sport.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode.
Clean.
By OnStar's high-speed 4G connection. The blue OnStar button to learn more.
And then this is the basic one that they have set up for you there. Now if you go back, you can change what you see on the left side. So if you don't want to see the compass there, let's just say you want to see the time or the temperature. That's a nice one to have. And that's probably what I would put there too. That's a nice way to set it up. And then you can change what you see for your information here. So you can like check things that you want to see and take away things that you don't want. So if you want your trailer brake in there, I'm just going to pretty much check everything for now. And then let's just kind of move over. So here is that page that I put everything in. So drive summaries right there, trip 1 and 2, your timer, tire pressure, driver assistance, trailer brake, off-road, energy usage, suspension travel. That's really nice. Blank page if you don't want to see anything. And you can edit that too if you like. On this screen here, I like how customizable it is. You can move things around. You can also take things out of here too. So let's just say you want your energy over there, or let's just say one thing I think most people would prefer, the cameras right there. So you can customize this like docking station here. You can move things off of this page if you don't really care to see things, but they have your energy. This is always good if you're getting into EVs to like learn how to see your energy usage and try to really get more mileage out of this thing. Split screens right there, dual climate control, heated seats. Seat temperature button is right here, so if you want heat you can do that, or for your ventilated, and you can turn it down by pushing down. You have your dual climate control, you can control your fan speed right there, heated steering wheel, traction control, caution lights, parking sensors, and then this is automatic park assist. And I think I already showed you guys in here, cup holders, drive modes are right there, and there's a few of them here. I don't see an eco mode. They do give you a my mode, off-road, terrain, tow haul, and then normal. Here's your center armrest, finished in white with a little bit of stitching. You can place your phone there if you don't need to charge it. 12 volt inside of this area with this removable tray. It's pretty deep, and it is illuminated too. And on this side, you guys can see the dash. They did a pretty good job. The glove box is pretty big too. Pretty big. And here is the back of the seats too. More perforated leather. A little bit of bolstering too on the sides of the seats as well. Trailer brake is down here. On the roof, you have home link. They do give you this for your vanity. You can turn off the lights for the interior. And then you have that camera up top. And check this out. Oh yeah. I wonder where they stole that from. Let's go ahead and take this for a quick drive. I think that one of the biggest takeaways from seeing this is, for the kind of money that they ask, they do give you a lot of features on this thing. I mean, the amount of power you get, and this thing is not light by any means. This thing is heavy. I'll show you guys the numbers on the door here in a second, but one thing I can tell you and attest to is this. This thing has a great turning radius because it has that rear steering. And having the one pedal drive on, it's pretty strong too, by the way. It's pretty strong. And the visibility, despite this being so boxy and having a short windshield, is actually not that bad, guys. It's pretty good. But with the air suspension, I think it's in, I don't know what mode it's in, but it's a little bouncy right now. But once it like starts to adjust, it does get a little bit more smoother. But I've driven these in the past, and my takeaway always is, because of how wide this thing is and because of just how heavy it is, it feels really secure. The steering feel is nice. And even with these aggressive tires, these aren't the most aggressive Goodyear Wrangler tires you can get, but they're pretty quiet. I'm going 50 miles an hour right now, and when I hit some bumps, you know, it's really good. Like, I will admit, they did a good job dialing this heavy beast in, for sure. And I don't really have to use the brakes because you can use the one pedal drive, so the brakes, they're great. They're a little touchy though. I will say this is a strong one pedal drive system for sure. And as I said, I'll switch camera views for a second here, but you guys can see the mirrors on the side here. And when you punch it, whoo, she is fast. Oh, she's fast. Without a shot of a doubt. But yeah, everything is really easy to use inside here. That's something that GM's always been good at, is dialing in their infotainment systems to make it easy to use. The suspension is definitely like soft too, like even driving on this kind of a bouncy road too. And when you turn the steering wheel, you go around a curve, you don't have any body roll. That's what's so cool about these things. Like, they're so big, but they're so sporty. And that is hard to do with something like this. Like the old Hummers, they didn't perform like this at all. And that's why I think for something like this, EV wins for me. I would not mind buying something like this. Now, if they put a diesel on this thing, I mean, I would be diesel fanboying right now. But for something like this, let's do a turning radius test. Hopefully you guys will see this. But yeah, the turning radius on this thing is phenomenal, and that's because you have that rear steering out back. It's so good, so good. Here are the numbers on the door. You guys can see this has a gross axle rating of 5,070 pounds. The rear is 5,730, and then gross fuel weight rating is 9,990 pounds. 22 by 9.5 wide wheels, and then here is the payload, 1,291 pounds. And you guys see the curb weight? This thing weighs 8,698 pounds on the curb. And so here's your towing capacity, 8,500 pounds. And then yeah, gross combined weight rating is 17.8. So if you do plan on towing a trailer, this actually has a decent capacity for that. I mean, this is really for boat. If you have a boat, this is perfect for it. But I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you like what you saw. And let me know what you guys think about the Hummer. See you soon. Since you stayed to the end, I completely forgot to show you guys the backup cameras and the 360 camera view. And by the way, bed view. See you soon.